In the shadowy recesses of folklore, where the line between dreams and reality blurs, there exists a creature known as the Nightmare Steed. This enigmatic being has haunted the imaginations of people across the ages, and its origins are shrouded in mystery. To unravel the tale of the Nightmare Steed, we must journey through the annals of history, where whispers of its existence can be traced back to the ancient civilizations of the world. The tale of the Nightmare Steed finds its earliest roots in the heart of Mesopotamia, the cradle of civilization itself. In the annals of Sumerian mythology, the seeds of this eerie legend were sown. It was here that the fearsome Kur, a monstrous and malevolent horse-like creature, first galloped into the annals of human consciousness. Kur was said to be a harbinger of chaos and destruction, a steed that bore the weight of darkness on its shoulders. Over time, as the winds of civilization carried these stories to distant lands, the image of Kur began to morph, giving rise to variations of the Nightmare Steed in other cultures. As ancient civilizations traded stories and ideas along the Silk Road and across the Mediterranean, the Nightmare Steed assumed different forms, becoming a spectral mount in Chinese and Greek mythology. In China, it was the black horse of famine, an omen of scarcity and hardship that haunted the dreams of farmers during droughts and famines. In Greece, it took on the guise of the hippocamp, a dark and sinister sea creature that emerged from the depths to drag sailors to their watery graves. These variations of the Nightmare Steed were born from the human psyche's deep-seated fears, reflecting the challenges and uncertainties of their respective cultures. The medieval era breathed new life into the legend of the Nightmare Steed. In the shadowy depths of the European Middle Ages, when superstitions ran rampant, the myth evolved once more. Here, the Nightmare Steed was believed to be the steed of the Wild Hunt, a spectral cavalcade led by a host of ghostly riders and supernatural beings. This spectral procession was said to traverse the night skies, heralding death and misfortune in its wake. People whispered that the steed's hooves echoed like thunder, and its eyes glowed with an otherworldly fire. The tales of the Wild Hunt and its chilling steed captured the imagination of those living in the Dark Ages, giving rise to countless legends and folk songs that warned of its approach. In more recent centuries, the legend of the Nightmare Steed has continued to evolve. With the advent of Gothic literature in the 18th century, it found a new home within the pages of books and the flickering glow of candlelit parlors. The creature became a symbol of the subconscious mind, representing the hidden fears and desires lurking within the human psyche. Its presence in Gothic literature, for example, symbolizes the torment and inner turmoil that individuals grapple with. Today, the Nightmare Steed lives on in our collective imagination, a timeless embodiment of our deepest fears and darkest fantasies. Its origins may be traced back to the distant shores of ancient Mesopotamia, but its evolution through the ages has been a testament to the ever-changing nature of human storytelling. From the monstrous Kur of Sumeria to the spectral mount of the Wild Hunt, the Nightmare Steed has remained a captivating and haunting figure in the rich tapestry of global mythology, a reflection of our enduring fascination with the enigmatic and the unknown. The Nightmare Steed, as it gallops through the shadowy realms of folklore, appears to harbor no clear or distinct goals in the traditional sense that humans do. Instead, it embodies a paradoxical blend of malevolence and symbolism, leaving its intentions shrouded in an enigmatic mist. One could argue that the Nightmare Steed's primary goal is to instill fear and unease in the hearts of those who encounter it. It serves as a harbinger of doom and a symbol of the primal fears that have haunted humanity for millennia. Its very existence seems intertwined with the human psyche's darker corners, where nightmares take root and anxiety festers. When glimpsed in the depths of slumber or the dim light of a moonless night, the Nightmare Steed becomes a conduit for those deep-seated anxieties, allowing them to materialize and manifest. In some cultures, particularly during the medieval era, the Nightmare Steed was believed to lead the wild hunt, a spectral cavalcade that roamed the night skies. While the wild hunt itself had no clear objectives, its passage was associated with calamity, death, and misfortune. The steed's role within this eerie procession was to carry the ghostly riders on their otherworldly hunt, contributing to the chaos it left in its wake. In the realm of literature and symbolism, the Nightmare Steed has been a versatile metaphor for the human condition. It represents the dark and hidden aspects of the psyche, often mirroring the inner turmoil and emotional strife that individuals grapple with. Its presence in Gothic literature, for example, symbolizes the torment and inner demons that haunt the characters' souls, reflecting the complexities of human nature. Furthermore, the Nightmare Steed serves as a potent symbol of the unknown and the uncontrollable forces that govern the universe. It embodies the fear of the uncertain future, reminding us that some aspects of life will always remain beyond our grasp. In this sense, the steed's goal might be to remind us of the inexorable nature of fate and the mysteries that lie beyond human comprehension. While the Nightmare Steed may not possess conscious intentions or goals in the way humans do, its enduring presence in myth and legend underscores its role as a powerful symbol of fear, uncertainty, and the darker aspects of the human experience. Whether it appears as a harbinger of doom, a metaphor for inner turmoil, or a representation of the unknowable, the Nightmare Steed continues to captivate our imaginations, inviting us to confront our deepest fears and anxieties. In the remote and rugged mountains of Wales, a real-life incident occurred that sent shivers down the spines of those who witnessed it, leaving them convinced they had encountered a creature akin to the fabled Nightmare Steed. This eerie event transpired on the evening of January 28, 2004, near the village of Llanhydrywyn in Powys, Wales. It was a cold and moonless night when a group of friends decided to embark on a late-night hike in the Berwyn Mountains. Little did they know that their adventure would lead them to a perplexing encounter. As they trekked through the rugged terrain, their attention was suddenly drawn to a series of strange and unearthly lights illuminating the night sky. These mysterious lights, described as an intense blue or green glow, seemed to hover ominously over the mountainside. The witnesses, who were both baffled and unnerved, watched as the lights danced and flickered in a manner that defied rational explanation. The eerie phenomenon lasted for several minutes, during which time a sense of foreboding settled over the group. As news of the strange lights spread throughout the region, it didn't take long for rumors to emerge, and locals began to speculate that the lights were the result of a UFO or even a supernatural entity. Whispers of the Berwyn Mountain incident soon spread, and some residents even drew parallels to the mythical Nightmare Steed, attributing the strange lights to its spectral presence. While authorities later explained the phenomenon as a result of a meteor shower, the event left an indelible mark on the local community, sparking ongoing debate and fascination. The incident became a part of the region's folklore, with some believing that the Berwyn Mountains concealed secrets and mysteries that extended beyond the realm of science. This real-life encounter, though explained by scientific reasoning, serves as a poignant reminder of how folklore and myth can influence our perceptions of the inexplicable. The eerie lights that bathed the Welsh mountainside that fateful night may not have been a Nightmare Steed, but they left an enduring impression on those who witnessed them, weaving another layer of mystery into the rich tapestry of our world's unexplained phenomena. The concept of the nightmare steed is a fascinating thread that weaves its way through diverse cultures and periods of history. Here are some intriguing facts about the nightmare steed from various cultures. The nightmare steed's origins can be traced back to ancient Sumeria, where it was associated with Kur, a monstrous and malevolent horse-like creature. Kur was believed to bring chaos and destruction, and it was often depicted as a fearsome beast. In Chinese folklore, a variation of the nightmare steed is known as the black horse of famine. This spectral horse was thought to appear during times of drought and famine, serving as an omen of hardship and scarcity. The Greeks had their own version of the nightmare steed, known as the hippocamp. This dark and sinister sea creature was believed to emerge from the depths of the ocean to drag sailors to their watery graves. During the medieval era in Europe, the nightmare steed played a crucial role in the folklore of the Wild Hunt. It was said to be the steed that carried the spectral hunters across the night sky, heralding death and misfortune in its wake. In the 18th century, the nightmare steed found its way into Gothic literature as a symbol of the subconscious mind. Authors like Mary Shelley and Edgar Allan Poe used it as a metaphor for the inner turmoil and psychological demons that haunted their characters. Across cultures, the nightmare steed serves as a symbol of the unknown and uncontrollable forces in the universe. It embodies the fear of the uncertain future and the mysteries that lie beyond human comprehension. In more recent times, the nightmare steed has been used to explore the depths of the human psyche. It represents hidden fears and desires, serving as a mirror to the complexities of human nature. There have been real-life incidents where people witnessed mysterious and unexplained phenomena, leading them to believe they had encountered something akin to the nightmare steed. One notable example is the Berwyn Mountain incident in Wales, where strange lights in the night sky fueled rumors of a supernatural presence. As the nightmare steed traveled across cultures and time periods, it underwent adaptations and transformations, reflecting the unique fears and anxieties of each society it touched. Despite its origins in ancient myth, the nightmare steed continues to captivate our imaginations. It remains an enduring symbol of our deepest fears, anxieties, and the enigmatic aspects of the human experience. The nightmare steed, in all its incarnations, serves as a testament to the power of folklore and mythology to transcend boundaries and resonate with the human psyche. Its ability to adapt and evolve through the ages underscores its enduring fascination and its place in the collective imagination of humanity. The nightmare steed, shrouded in the mystique of folklore and myth, possesses an array of weaknesses that reflect the anxieties and fears of the cultures that have conjured its existence. While these weaknesses are not inherent physical vulnerabilities, they are instead symbolic and psychological in nature, rooted in the collective imagination of humanity. Perhaps the most significant weakness of the nightmare steed is its association with fear and uncertainty. Throughout history, this spectral creature has been a symbol of the unknown and the uncontrollable forces that govern the universe. Its presence invokes anxiety and trepidation, reminding people of the limits of their understanding. This weakness was invented by the human psyche, which instinctively fears the unknown and the unpredictable. In Gothic literature and psychological symbolism, the nightmare steed represents the inner demons and psychological torment that haunt individuals. This weakness is not a physical one but rather a reflection of the vulnerabilities of the human mind. It symbolizes the struggles people face when grappling with their own fears and desires. In Chinese folklore, the black horse of famine, a variation of the nightmare steed, is associated with scarcity and hardship. Its perceived weakness lies in its ominous role as an omen of famine, suggesting that people believed they could ward off such disasters by appeasing or avoiding encounters with this spectral horse. The Sumerian Kur, from which the Nightmare Steed's roots are partially derived, represented chaos and destruction. Its weakness lay in its role as a harbinger of doom, embodying the anxieties of ancient civilizations about the capricious nature of their world. By personifying these fears, people could attempt to understand and perhaps mitigate them. During the medieval era in Europe, the Nightmare Steed's weakness was linked to the superstitions surrounding the wild hunt. It was believed that encountering the spectral cavalcade led by the Nightmare Steed could bring misfortune and even death. This perceived weakness stemmed from the fear of unpredictable and malevolent supernatural forces. The Nightmare Steed's most significant weakness is its status as a symbolic construct. It exists in the realm of myths, dreams, and human imagination, making it inherently intangible. People believed in its weaknesses as a way to grapple with their own fears and uncertainties, projecting them onto this elusive and enigmatic creature. Ultimately, the weaknesses attributed to the Nightmare Steed are not physical or tangible in the conventional sense. Instead, they are symbolic reflections of humanity's deepest fears, anxieties, and desires. The invention of these weaknesses serves as a testament to the power of mythology and folklore to provide a framework for understanding the complexities of the human experience, offering a means of confronting and overcoming the intangible vulnerabilities of the human psyche. Nightmare Steed hunters, although purely mythical and a product of folklore and legend, are intriguing figures in the stories and myths associated with this enigmatic creature. These legendary hunters, often depicted as brave and fearless individuals, were said to pursue the Nightmare Steed through the shadowy realms of the supernatural. Here, we delve into the imaginative details of how these hunters supposedly tracked and confronted the elusive Nightmare Steed. Nightmare Steed hunters were typically portrayed as individuals with deep knowledge of the arcane and supernatural. They were believed to possess ancient texts, scrolls, or oral traditions that provided insights into the behavior and habits of the elusive creature. This knowledge was considered essential for tracking and confronting the steed. Hunters were said to employ an array of magical tools and charms to aid them in their quest. These could include protective amulets to ward off the creature's malevolent influence, enchanted weapons to combat it, and potions or herbs believed to reveal hidden truths about the steed's whereabouts. The Nightmare Steed was thought to be most active under the cover of darkness, particularly during moonless nights. As such, hunters would embark on nighttime vigils, staking out areas where the creature was rumored to appear. They would often build hidden encampments to remain concealed. Some legends suggested that hunters formed bonds with supernatural animals or familiars that could assist them in their pursuit. These familiars possessed heightened senses and could detect the presence of the Nightmare Steed more easily. Hunters would often practice dream divination, a mystical technique that involved entering a meditative or trance-like state to seek guidance from the dream realm. It was believed that dreams could reveal insights into the steed's movements and intentions. In many legends, silver was believed to be a material with special properties that could harm or repel supernatural creatures. Nightmare Steed hunters would often craft their weapons from silver or coat them in silver dust to ensure their effectiveness. To navigate the darkness and illuminate the path ahead, hunters carried lanterns and torches. These not only provided light but were also believed to possess protective qualities against the steed's shadowy influence. In some tales, hunters were equipped with specially woven nets made from ectoplasmic threads. These nets were said to be capable of ensnaring the ethereal form of the Nightmare Steed, allowing the hunter to gain temporary control over the creature. Hunters often carried symbolic artifacts such as banners or flags adorned with protective symbols and sigils. These artifacts were believed to create a barrier between the hunter and the steed, keeping the malevolent entity at bay. It's important to emphasize that Nightmare Steed hunters are purely a product of myth and legend. These fictional characters and their tactics were created to add depth and drama to stories involving the elusive and otherworldly nature of the creature. While their methods and equipment may be fantastical, they serve to enhance the sense of mystery and danger associated with encounters with the Nightmare Steed in folklore. In the indigenous cultures of North America, there exists a fascinating parallel to the Nightmare Steed, the concept of ghost horses. These spectral equines are believed to be the spirits of wild mustangs that once roamed the American plains. According to Native American legends, these ghostly horses still gallop through the wilderness under the cover of night, and their presence is both awe-inspiring and eerie. Within Celtic mythology, there is a figure known as the Dullahan, often referred to as the Headless Horseman. The Dullahan is a harbinger of death who rides a black steed and carries its own decapitated head under its arm. When the Dullahan stops riding and calls out a person's name, that person is destined to die. The Dullahan and its steed embody the fear of death and the unknown in Celtic folklore. In Scandinavian folklore, particularly in Sweden and Norway, the Knock is a water spirit that often takes the form of a horse. However, this horse has a supernatural and malevolent aspect. It lures unsuspecting travelers into water bodies, only to drag them beneath the surface. The Knock's transformation into a horse is a deceptive and terrifying aspect of its character. In Islamic tradition, there is a celestial steed known as the al-Buraq. It is said to be a white, horse-like creature with wings and was ridden by the Prophet Muhammad during his night journey. The al-Buraq's significance lies in its association with spiritual transcendence and the divine. In Japanese folklore, there is a creature known as the Kelpie, which resembles a water horse. It is said to inhabit rivers and ponds and can appear as a beautiful horse to entice humans. Once someone mounts the Kelpie, they become trapped, and the creature drags them into the water, representing the perilous unknown of aquatic environments. Among some Native American tribes, legends of skinwalkers exist. These are individuals with the ability to transform into animals, including horses. Skinwalkers are often associated with malevolent magic and are feared for their shape-shifting abilities. These examples from various cultures showcase the enduring fascination with horse-like creatures in mythology and folklore. Each entity embodies unique aspects of fear, mystery, or transformation, reflecting the cultural and spiritual beliefs of the societies from which they originate. The horse, as a symbol of power, freedom, and movement, holds a special place in the human imagination, even when it takes on eerie or otherworldly forms.